What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This your man Drake Man coming to you again with another episode of the Blurred AF. And of course, I got my illustrious co-host, Mika G, is here. And of course, Blue would not be in because he decided to have fun without us. So, ha! He decided to have fun without us. So he gonna be he may come in. I'm not for sure, but he is coming from having fun. He gonna say, well, you could always come to Cancun since you're at work, all in my inbox. So yeah, that's why you're late. so that's why you're late. Having fun. Now I ain't having fun, so I don't care. But anyway, so today we actually have the crew from The Devil Came to Duval. We're going to be doing an exclusive interview with them on today's show. Of course, Mika G already had an opportunity to do an interview, so now it's my turn to interrogate.
Not interrogate. Jesus. Even embarrassed. Jesus. Even embarrassed of y'all.
I always embarrass. What is you talking about? This is what I do.
Did I tell you not to show out in front of company?
I always show out. So hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy. Come on in, listen to this exclusive interview, support a independent film, and let's get this thing started. But if you've been here long enough, you know what's up. Let's go.
What does this button do?
All right. So we have the crew from The Devil Came to Duval. Please introduce yourselves.
Ladies first.
Hola. Hey, can you hear me? Mic check 1 2.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. Yep, this year Cecily Monet J. I am the devil herself. Straight out of Duval County 904, representing. Thank you so much for having us today.
No problem.
I know you want to go last. I'm Durden Godfrey. I wrote and directed it. Thank you for having us.
Hello. I am Tarian J. Royal, son of Thelma, son of Clifford, almost Odin's son, but everybody can't be perfect. Yes, I played DK in the film The Devil Came to Duval. So.
All right, so welcome to the Blurred AF. If you have never watched this show, make sure that you give this show a like and a subscribe. Make sure that you're hitting up Cinematic Nightmares and Blues House Live, along, of course, with the Dre Max Show that this is being broadcast through. So make sure that y'all get these likes up. You know what I'm saying? And join into the conversation in the chat. Or if you're watching this on a replay, make sure that you're commenting so I can be able to answer all you guys' questions. Again, thank you to the crew. I literally just got through watching this movie. And when I say that I never want the devil to put me in the air and turn me into a squishy toy, I just immediately mean I don't want to be a squishy toy. So, let me just, I'm just saying, I was just waiting for the sound effect go, wiki.
I mean, doesn't every little boy want his little Beetlejuice moment one day? I got mine. You know what I'm saying? So I got the dance. So thanks to this man right here. I mean, but hey.
And After Effects.
Yeah, little boy and After Effects. See, that's all it takes.
Right. So shout out to everybody that's in the chat. Make sure you guys are commenting. You guys can make sure that you're asking questions, but you already know that super chats automatically get prestige on the comments. So just make sure that you guys are commenting and let us know what you guys think. All right, let's get this thing started. Let me ask a question, because after watching this, it was a couple questions that came to my mind, but what was the concept when this whole project came together, what was the initial concept when you came for this? Because I got my thoughts. To me, it was like anti-drugs, like
No.
because I don't think I ever want to just have booger sugar ever in my life. But what was the thought process when developing this movie?
I like Nightmare on Elm Street. That's who I grew up on, Freddy Krueger. So I wanted to do my kind of version of that. And we live in Duval, and Devil and Duval just have a nice ring to it. So they kind of put itself together in that way. But how the devil interacts with the characters is straight from Nightmare on Elm Street. And especially the later Nightmare on Elm Streets, when the deaths would get creative, you were watching to just see how each person is going to die.
Absolutely.
Not an anti-drug film, though. Definitely not. I don't like, so to each their own. No booger sugar over here also. But like definitely like anti like messing around with drugs,
Right.
putting stuff in them that shouldn't be there.
Right.
Do we want to keep this spoiler free, or how do you want to do that?
I mean, me personally, I want y'all to talk.
Just all out?
I want y'all to talk. So,
Spoiler. If you ain't seen it, y'all will.
So you can tell them about the
Here.
booger sugar now.
Oh yeah.
There you go. You really do have to. No,
Mm.
that's why you had to ask first. No Indiana.
I can't remember the stuff that we use, but they use it in movies often, and it's like a vitamin B. It's not vitamin B, but it has
It was a
similar
vitamin B.
effects. What is it?
You said it was a vitamin B. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something similar, but it really does give you a little jolt. So if you're struggling with booger sugar and you got a drug test coming up, just look up movie props for it. And it really does give you a little something.
So you sure that wasn't a BC? Because
No, that we haven't used those since like
Black Coke,
2004
be
to
honest with you.
2008. It was that or flour, and people were getting tired of like snorting, like blowing cupcake boogers out for the next week.
Very
astute.
So when you say Nightmare on Elm Street, just got to give the audience kind of a travel down your thought process. Which Nightmare on Elm Street did you pick from? Was this because I'm not gonna lie, the way that and it's pronounced Cecily, right? Am I pronouncing it right?
Absolutely, yes, it is.
I'm talking off good. See, y'all be hating. I be right.
Saying Mecca for a long time.
That's not me. That's not me. But because it gave me with the devil character, it gave me a little bit a mix of Nightmare on Elm Street Part 1 vibes, the way the character kind of doesn't interact, but doesn't interact. Because Freddy was doing a lighter interactive, but not like the later Freddy, like Part 3, Part 4, where it gets silly. But it gave me that like Nightmare on Elm Street 1 or New Nightmare feel. Is that kind of where the inspiration came from?
Yeah, the persona of the devil is definitely Freddy from Nightmare 1. The deaths were more pulled from Freddy's Dead, which is like, I know not a fan favorite from like
that's
Freddy
my
fans,
movie,
but that's my favorite one. That's where they really just like said, "Fuck it, we're gonna just have fun."
Thank you, Mika.
It's Freddy Krueger from 1, but the extravagant deaths are straight out of 5 or whatever Freddy's Dead is.
I'm not gonna lie, if y'all would have pulled out a Game Boy or something, or you know what I'm saying, now you're playing with power, I would have lost it. That's my movie.
Yeah.
I would have lost it. Because you got because I talk.
I hate that movie. Just watch out.
Don't hate on
What do you got, Mecca?
What you got, Mecca? Yeah, since you hating on the Final Nightmare.
If you could expand this world and it like a prequel, a sequel, multiverse, madness type deal, what would you want to explore? Like, who would you want to explore? I know we had talked about before, like maybe going into maybe DK and what the devil went through prior to, but would you expand it to where, or create a sequel to where maybe the devil comes back for, I can't think of the last character's name. I can't think of her name, but
It would be DK, but it would be like, it wouldn't be Royal as DK. It would be Well, first of all, it's not going to happen. It would never happen. But if it were, like, it would be it would be like DK's father and a young DK, and maybe the devil doing something to his father that sets him on the.
I just want to
path
say
that
for
he
the
was on.
record, it's not. It's not because I can't do it, because I could play both of those. I would
You
play
could
my
play a
father
boy?
and me.
Oh, you can play the father.
And
Yeah, I
me.
can see
I
that.
can play me
Yeah.
and the
But it ain't
father.
gonna happen.
I'm
Like,
just saying
it's
if
just
the
not gonna
talent's
happen.
there is what I'm saying.
I like the comment that came up that said it started off good. It did not. How did it do in the middle and the end though?
So it started off really good, but
Hey.
Oh no, it starts out
Start.
very
Start.
good.
Hey.
so as far as like when you start looking at shooting locations, you start looking at the editing process, because this movie is darker in tone, and I'm not talking about the actual tone of the movie, but the tone, the visual tone. I love cinematography. So give me that process and the editing process to kind of give it this darker, grittier, almost to me, almost grindhouse
Yeah, I was
type
gonna
of
say like a
look.
grindhouse feel.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't gonna deal with a generator to run lights downtown in the weather. So it's just lean into what it's gonna be. And we're gonna work
It
with
was
street
horrible.
lights and just work with street lights. The lights are out there. So that produced like shadows naturally. And then I like the way we shoot is so quick, so there's a lot of imperfections in it. So you just lean into those, you throw some grain on it, and then yeah, it gives it that grindhouse feel. And then the imperfections are almost they just kind of play into it.
All right, cool.
So Cecily, so like, what was your first thought when you saw yourself all glammed up as the devil?
I ain't gonna lie, you was wearing that dress, girl. Wearing that dress, girl. I was just saying. I like the devil could have got me. You know what I mean? Come on, come get me, Skip Deal. I'm here.
Thank you. It was pretty cool. We were going back and forth between whether the devil was going to be in a red dress, and then initially she was going to be in a red dress, and Durden, he was like, you know what? We don't want to do somewhat of the cliche kind of thing, the saying, devil in a blue dress. And so he was leaning towards that. And I was just like, okay, so let's get it together. And so piecing together like the jewelry pieces, I had like the snake raptor snake arm jewelry and the snake's rings. It was really cool because aesthetically and genuinely, like myself, like I'm so far on the other spectrum of the characteristics that come with the devil. I'm like really, really sweet, and sometimes I can be a little quiet sometimes. But with her, I felt like I was able to expand and be just different. And it was cool. It was really cool. But her outfit and her clothing and just her rawness, it was really sassy and sexy. I kind of liked it.
So you chose the dress that you wore.
Yes, and I said, David, what about this dress? He was like, oh yeah, that's perfect. That's perfect. Initially, I was supposed to have like little tattoos and stuff, but that didn't.
Black
it was-
eyes and teeth,
Yeah.
but it all kind of fell apart
it all-
last minute.
last
So it's
minute.
like, all right, Cecily, it's you. It's gonna be on you.
So
And I mean, she did have the
She
blackout
had eyes.
eyes when she first came on. So
Yeah,
was
we had these other ones that like filled the whole eye. That was to be more the look, and it was just way more apparent from far away, and those didn't work out. And then there was these fangs that she was supposed to have, and those didn't work out. And it's a lesson learned. Like maybe do a makeup test before you start shooting.
We tried. We literally tried. It was a
next
couple
time.
hours before I was on set, and we were like,
I think it worked
still
though in
turned
the
out
end
very
because
beautiful, very glamorous.
happy accident.
yeah, I mean, I enjoy. I mean, I just watched it again. So this is what sixth time. I think this is my sixth time watching it.
So you
So
just 4 more to catch up to Kugler's masterpiece.
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
exactly
just
what I was gonna say.
saying, I'm almost
10
there.
times
I'm almost there.
I'm
so
3 and 3.
6 and 10. So when you so this is for like Royal. What was your first reaction when you saw Cecily in, dressed as the devil? Like, what was your reaction to seeing her?
Well, I got a sneak peek before anybody else. I don't know if she remembers this. Like, David was already filming another scene, and she had arrived on set, and I had the lenses that she was supposed to wear, the contact lens that we were going to try. She had a pair, I had a pair, and she was getting ready and everything, and she was calm. You know what I'm saying? And it was more so at that point I understood this is not going to be a fully effects driven film. You know what I'm saying? It would be more so, like he mentioned, it's going to be more to her performance. And that's kind of hard to ask somebody to do something like that, especially what is that Lightning Jack Flash where Cuba Gooding Jr. is like, when you ask a person not to speak on camera but emote all these emotions and then carry this and only be in a certain percentage of the film, that's a very hard job to do. And for her to be able to pull that off and see her from the time she was there calm, never really nervous. If she didn't show it, I say kudos.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think even in any type of genre, or when you're on film and you don't have speaking roles, and you have to emote with your eyes, you have to emote, with your face, physical. That's probably one of the hardest things to do, because you kind of have to get in that character without saying anything, which is emotionally driven. So, Cecily, how did that feel? Kind of get in there. Did you say, you know what? I'm trying to be sexy. I'm gonna try to be cool. Damn, I can't say nothing. So how do I do that? What was your thought process on that?
My thought process on it, well, for one, my very first time doing that, so I really started to study like facial expressions and things like that. And I've been known to have faces on me just anyway. Like, why are you looking like that? I'm like, I'm looking like that. Oh, okay. So that was my preparation for that. And one of my favorite parts. Are we spoilers? Are we spoilers right now?
Yeah.
Oh wow, he said he wants it all.
Yeah, give it
So
to me.
my favorite facial expression, one of them was when I took the gun. And I kind of
the
like,
first time.
yeah, the first time
Yeah.
I took the gun, and it was like, oh snap!
And
And I
that
get
right
off
there,
first.
not to cut you off, Cecily, but that was really when you guys talked about the Freddy Krueger in the 80s style movie. That's what we were seeing when we were growing up. It wasn't all this grand bullet time effect. It was like, oh man, this happened because the knife went there, and this, oh. And in the sound effect that you put right there with it, it indicated that she had telepathic powers. So you kind of got that if you're paying attention.
It was very awkward shooting Cecily's scenes. I don't know if you remember it the way I do, because a lot of your stuff was shot. It was just like me, Angela, and you, maybe Travis. Like, because we went out and shot a
Oh,
lot of your reaction shots
we
when nobody
did.
else was there. So a lot of it's just like, all right, Cecily, hang your mouth open, like open
No,
wider, like you're moaning
wider.
without moaning. Like, I know it feels so stupid, but just even wider.
Y'all were making a horror movie, right?
Yeah.
a horror movie. I'm not sure.
Are you sure?
A horror movie.
Yeah.
Horror
you
movie,
I
right?
see something in my head the way I wanted it. Once the sound effects are there and once the music is there, hanging your mouth open is gonna play a lot different than just us standing on the side of the street. When we're on the side of the street, there's no music or sound effects. I'm just like, hang your mouth open wider. It's just, it gets weird, and I'm like, I don't know. Even I question, like, I don't know if this is gonna. I don't know. We'll just try a few different things here.
Hey, because Cecily, if you would have rewatched that movie and you would have heard "Open Your Mouth Wider," bum, 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 bum.
Shameless plug.
That's
Shameless plug.
Exposed.
Check out Exposed.
Yeah,
Coming
October 27th.
to a tubi near you. Directed by this guy. Same person.
Yeah, it's gonna be a director. It's gonna be a director's cut. It has a totally different feel to
Right,
it.
I
it's
have
actually when
the
I got
director's
the
cut.
That's when I got the idea for Exposed, when we were doing those scenes. I was like, hey, wait a second, I could.
Yeah, I have the director's cut. Thanks.
You get a chance?
Thank
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So Royal, with this film, like what type of mode do you get into when you're looking at the direct? You said what?
No,
You said
go
what?
ahead. Ask your question. No, ask your question.
No, like what type of mode do you get into? Do you get into like, okay, I'm gonna play this, I'm gonna do this way. I'm looking at this. I'm drawing inspiration for maybe this character or that character? What type of what type of mode do you get into when when you're getting into a film like this and a character like that?
Well, I'll say this. Great question. The process for me is always the same. It's first and foremost, see what I'm asked to do, and then also make sure I make the script in my home, if you will, because I have to know what everybody else is doing in order to be the best version of my character. So that's usually the starting process of the foundation. And then with something like this that he asked me to play, number one, I get excited because I mentioned this before, that I've never played this type of character before. And to me, again, acting is just becoming these characters. You have to completely lose yourself and not be afraid to be someone and people like, oh, they're judging you. No, if I see myself in that character, then I feel like I failed. So even especially with this character here, like we worked together so long that we can collaborate. And so DK was just, he wasn't even DK. He was just a character on the page. Like, the devil needs to face somebody. And that's all he said to me one night. And he told me the rest of the script. I called him back like 3 hours later. It was like 2 a.m. He was like, what? I was like, I got it. He was like, what? I was like, DK, devil killer. He's like, call me in the morning. By the time the morning there, I had the whole character together.
He came on set looking like G.I. Joe. I remember watching you get
over
dressed.
the top. I had stuff on that didn't even. Why did I have on a pocket watch? It made no sense. I mean, everything was just supposed to be
Because
over the
it's
top.
big mistake.
Yeah, the gloves, the finger holes cut out. What am I doing? It's like
I
every
love it.
trope you could think of.
Because when I'm watching this,
DK's radar.
right? Because when I'm watching DK, I'm gonna tell you 2 characters come to mind.
Mhm.
One, Keenan Ivory Reyes from "I'm Gonna Get You, Sucker" with the outfit.
Yes.
For one. Number 2 is it's like Blade, like a Blade-ish type character. Like, I'm coming to kill the devil, to kill the vampire, to kill whoever. So I'm like, you mix those 2, and that's exactly what I got out of DK. I'm trying to tell you, I'll start cracking up because I'm like, what the heck?
You're 100% right. It was I mimicked part of the character from like you said, I'm gonna get you sucking Keanu Reeves, but another character, the guy in the same movie, my guy, the one that shot himself at the end, he had on so many guns and knives.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I need to overdo this. Like, I got a freaking knife thing. Like, I bought that stuff off Amazon. I was like, it's finna get stupid. I bought an iron-on patch for no reason at 3 a.m. because I'm just like, yeah, look at the teeth. The devil's gonna have teeth. She ain't gonna bite me. Like, this little stupid, because again, this is what you have to do to commit to these characters. And again, I was like, I want to be the stupid version of Action Jackson. That was the other thing I wanted to put into it too, like the voices and I want to be a villain. Like, who smells the fucking gun?
Oh, and he made
gun.
a big to do about it too. Like, he pulls up on set, he doesn't let anybody see him, and then he just comes just the way he comes walking out of the alley in the movie. That's the way Royal came walking on the set. Like,
I never came to set. DK arrived. That's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm not gonna say it, to me. It was something that I really wanted to lay into because I didn't know if I'd ever get to play a role like that. And like even the swinging of the knife, and I literally, without telling them, like, I only did it for like 2 weeks. I was like, maybe I should kind of learn how to somewhat handle a knife on set a little bit, just in case. And it played out, man. But I'll never forget that character. People do ask about it, but I say that character is only good because of the people he had to interact with, and the devil and the 4 main characters, like them not taking me serious, calling me toy soldier, makes you know, like, don't take this guy too serious, but have fun with him. And I'm giving some hella speed. Everybody thought she was done for. I thought she was done for. I had read the script, but in my mind, I still killed her.
I told him,
Didn't happen, though.
I told him there's a separate action movie happening, and you're the lead star of that movie.
And I tell myself that every movie, though, no matter what we're doing. I'm telling you that again. I want to say that.
Because there's a part, I'm gonna let Mika go after this. There's a quote that you say.
Uh-oh.
Have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? I just wanted one of the characters to be like, who you think you are, Batman, or
right
you Joker or something?
Like, took it right from him. I wanted that, bro, because it's such.
That was my gift to him. He says that often.
Yes, in regular
unironically, yes. So
it just, and plus it's the perfect. If I wasn't going to use it then, when else was I going to use it? And to be able to quote certain lines, man, and do these little things like you said. What was the one? Somebody said, "Is it my birthday? Look what hell drug in." That wasn't in the script. I just felt it, and I want DK
All the bitches were in the script, though. You don't have to.
He won't put my bitches in the script, but he'll tell me off screen. No. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I did was like, yeah.
I have to apologize to Cecily after every other take. Like, I know it's not in there, but he said it. Like, so yeah.
It was
I'm
not
sorry.
I'm
taken.
sorry, Cecily.
It was
I'm sorry,
funny
Cecily.
'cause
Okay,
we were
Miss Roberta, I'm
cracking up.
sorry that we got a church IT. Roberta isn't here.
I'm
Hey,
sorry,
Church
Miss Roberta.
IT,
I'm gonna wash my
we
mouth with
sorry,
smoke, Miss Roberta. I'm sorry.
but he
What
does
the-
call her a bitch a lot. So I just wanted.
It's in the Bible.
He really
right?
does.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the Bible's a
Go
lot worse
ahead.
than bitches.
Stop it, man.
Yeah, he was meaning my character and everything. Oh,
So you couldn't wait to what you did to him. You couldn't wait for that.
you would think that our
It's
characters
'cause-
were old lovers or something, and he
Yeah, 'cause I was like, 'cause
well,
they-
well, we're brother and sister still. So,
because and that's some of the question that I had. I'm like, what is the relationship between y'all two? What did the devil come in, give you a little something, and then left, and then ghost you, and didn't call back,
Oh,
and you're like, oh hell
That's
no!
a pretty
all
good
intents
way
and
out.
purposes, I'm telling you, what, tell you this: we run a professional set, and let that be known to everybody out there.
No, not. I'm talking in character, in universe, not outside of
Not even in the
universe.
multiverse. We've just always been professional, but no, we did play brother and sister in another movie. He did the Hit List. So me and
Oh,
her are
okay.
actually brother and sister. So we had like a deep
Yes.
connection from that, and then she was
Right.
in one movie we did before that. So we have a working relationship. So you
Right.
can tell these characters how to, it's a fun thing though. It's a dance with the
Ex-
devil and the devil.
Exactly.
But for him, for DK, this is when you see DK meet the devil in the bar, that's the first time he's ever managed to get in the same room with
In
her.
20
Up
years,
until
right,
then,
yeah.
he's just been planning he's been doing a lot of rehearsing, a lot of practicing, a lot of buying things off of Amazon,
Correct.
but he was never really ready.
And I licked the
That
knife.
makes sense.
An unsanitary. I don't even know if that knife was sanitary. But
It's,
I licked-
it's loosely.
You did
You
lick
licked
it.
it.
You licked it.
Hey, listen, when you're in character, you just go.
Oh, tell him about the stunt double.
I stopped. I didn't want to bring this up, but since he wants to bring it up, when one of the characters gets killed and kills himself from her doing this, that's me. I stabbed myself, and a piece of the knife broke off in my chest. I didn't know
And
people were gonna
because
laugh.
I'm
I
a
did not think that was going to be the
because I'm a
reaction.
true professional, we kept rolling
You
and we
kept
got what we
shooting.
needed, and then we
Correct.
made sure he was okay.
And I'm cool with that. If you're not willing to downset, don't step on it.
So that
I mean,
okay,
that's
that
how
makes
it
sense.
Indeed.
That makes sense of the edit. With the special effects comes in. That okay.
Yeah. Fun
Yeah.
fact about those retractable knives: you're not technically you can't get a film insured if
They
you're
were
using
sharp.
those because
Mm.
that happens often where the blade doesn't always retract and
The recoil
people
speed is
have been
horrible.
actually stabbed by them.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
That's
I'm probably to blame because I was
crazy.
standing.
You
in-
being extra as usual. We know.
What? Wow.
I'm a thespian,
Wow.
damn it.
Thank you. He takes.
That's
his
what we
craft
wanna call it.
seriously. He takes his craft seriously, ladies.
We
and gentlemen.
know.
Shit.
So if
We
he gotta stab
know.
himself, damn it, I'm stabbing myself for y'all.
We know.
What brings this up? Feel like Iron Man. I just take a nuke out of here and y'all just.
Hard
So-
eyes.
So we got the concept. We kind of got you guys' kind of thought process as far as getting into character and stuff like that. What was let's I guess I gotta ask, what was some of the funnier moments of creating this movie? What was some of the of course there's no blooper reel, so what was some of the funny parts or some of the bloopers or some of the things that happened on set that was absolutely hilarious and fun to work on work in this movie?
Well, there is a planned blooper that is, I guess sometimes when the director is doing something and then characters want a little bit more screen time, I guess there's a scene where Raven and Nova, those are the two lead girls in the film, they behind camera without telling anybody plan to give this a little USA Up All Night, if you know what I mean, shot. They were just supposed to fall on the ground when the devil appears and run away, but somehow the wind must have been blowing very high that night. And they did fall on the ground, and two donkeys assisted them to take them away. There you go. Yeah, picking up what I'm putting down. So yeah, that wasn't planned. He didn't plan that. I noticed he didn't take it out, but hey, he's looking at you kids.
I was gonna ask about unscripted and improvised things that made it into the final cut.
Hey, I'm taking all your stuff.
And now we know, the more you know.
I think Daisy has the funniest improvised line where they're running around right after they fall. When they're running with her and Eli are running, she says, And don't fucking forget that you let me drop back there. The fact that she says drop instead of fall, I just find that hilarious. And just the way she said it was funny. That was not in the script.
They
Couldn't have
left him.
been. I would
That
have
was
never.
wild.
Hey, they did take off running. And my girl got her heels on. All you hear is these little heels going click, 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 click really fast, but she ain't moving nowhere.
I think one of the fun parts of
Like Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
they did feel like a little Scooby Doo gang going along.
Yeah,
You can get that feeling.
Nah,
from
and
it.
Scooby.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
They
no,
also
'cause-
split up.
Now,
Right. Because
one part I'm really proud of that, and again, shout out the camera work. That's him, Cecily, and then the guy that plays the bum is actually my barber. Shout out Spody. The way that was not like digitally enhanced, the way they were able to get the heart to be pulled out of the chest, like that's
Oh, nice.
yeah, that
plastic,
was
man.
dope.
You
That
mean,
was dope.
because I don't think you could have really did that any better.
I didn't think Spody was going to put on Cecily's jewelry to do that. So I was
He
very
did.
thankful for him
Motivation.
being very progressive.
that was I actually, because I thought about that because I was watching. I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, my man looked like DMX with dreads, but the scene was so dope. I'm not gonna lie.
She gonna get you. She
Yeah.
gonna get you.
And when she does, I'm like, damn, that's kind of okay. All right, you know what I'm saying?
All right.
Business is picking up.
I appreciate
She
the
ain't
practical
Business
playing.
is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. To me, it almost nobody's mentioned this, but it gives me a Vampire in Brooklyn feel a little bit too, because the story starts one way and then it picks up after the lore. It starts once
Yeah.
the Hardison gets involved and all these other
Mhm.
things going. The story kind of picks up, so
Mm-hmm.
little feel to that too. Dark and gritty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
I
I enjoyed the
did-
practical effects in this movie.
And I did get that a little bit of Scooby Doo mysteries when they said when it was like let's run, and they're this the scene when they're running to the car and they can't get in the car because the devil's right there. She's walking. I'm talking about she's walking in slow mo and y'all can't open the door. Come
That
on,
was,
get the-
I mean, the fact that they couldn't get in the car was definitely scripted, but the way they did everything so in unison, that was probably
Right.
attributed to Ronnie, the guy who played Ezra, because he
Yeah.
was more or less.
Oh, did they freeze?
Oh
Did
my
they
gosh,
froze?
did they froze?
Oh, they
think they
froze.
Oh no!
Oh, that sucks. And they just stuck like that. So I think you done did. Did you do something, Cecily? Did you move your? I seen them
They're
hands
back,
move.
they're back, they're back.
Oh, okay.
I did want to say
Y'all
something.
froze.
He
Y'all
brought up
did y'all froze.
he brought up Ezra earlier, played by Ronnie Joe Quinn. One of the good things I like about it upon rewatch, and you always find something different in the rewatch, because he
Yeah.
told us, he was like, if you notice how I played it, me and her was real close at the beginning of the movie. I said that's because of the coke. Y'all was together. But you notice he started getting agitated, and scene by scene, he didn't want her on him anymore, to the point where he was leaving her at certain points. And I just thought
Yeah.
that was typical if you've ever had like
And it really worked out because Ronnie wasn't able to be there one of the last nights.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh, man.
I was
Wait.
like, hold on.
see, I
It's getting good too.
right. You sure you
Okay,
ain't
go
move
back.
your hand?
Ronnie wasn't there the last night.
Right.
He
Yeah,
wasn't
bro.
able to be there when we shot like his death scene and everybody else's death scene. Ronnie had to come in like a separate night and do all of his stuff separately, and he wasn't even able to stick around long enough to get stabbed. He had to come in and do that for him. But he pulled his weight in like more than I could have ever asked for throughout the whole production of the movie leading up to that. Until the point he fell apart when we got in the club. He's ordering pizza. He's not being able to stay on time, but he really kept us together as far as the four main actors and their dynamic. That whole Scooby-Doo choreography,
Yeah.
that was all him. Like he was saying, we should run up like this, and he would kind of orchestrate those things.
That's awesome. So, so I did notice you have it's Elisha and Elias, right? No, I'm sorry. Is it that's the two.
It's
What I
Eli.
said?
Eli.
Eli. Well, it's Elijah. Well, because I have an Elijah.
It's
That's my
Eli
son's
and
name.
Ezra.
It's Ezra. But when I heard that, I just because you're dealing with the devil in this story, and the first thing I thought, I was like, those are biblical names or biblical adjacent names. Is that something that came into that? You know, was you thinking about that, or you just was like, I would just call
Not
him this?
really. He was he was Eli from the Book of Eli, and
Okay.
the original dude that was going to play Ezra, his name was Tez. So I just figured it was close enough to where he's not really an actor. He could answer to Ezra, mishearing Tez. So I just tried to make it easy for him, and then he wasn't able to do it. Happy accidents.
When you so when you selected, was Steven your first choice for Eli?
Yeah. Yeah, him, Daisy, Melina, and Cecily were all in a court. I think Royal was Cecily was the first cast. Royal was the next. I always knew that Steedling was going to be the lead because I wanted a quiet, dark, ominous type of dude that just everything happens to. He's not really the show. He's just the backdrop.
Got you.
Hmm.
Especially when you got the call, I guess, or hit up to play the devil. What was your thoughts? Like, man, I'm about to step out of my comfort zone to play this part, and I know it's a big role for you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then I didn't know at first. He was like, "Hey, I got this role. Um, I would like for you to play the devil." I don't think in that same conversation that I knew that I was going to be speaking telepathically. I think until maybe like it was a little bit later on, and I was like, "Oh, cool." But the fun part was, I was like, "Oh, well, I get the opportunity to do something like totally different." So this is all going to be like motion, emotion, action, body language, like everything, all of the senses are going to have to be much stronger than me speaking vocally. But the other fun part about it was like in post, yeah, going back to do like some of the voiceovers. That was pretty
That's what
cool.
I was
And
gonna ask.
yeah, Torian, Mr. Royal
I do what I
was,
can.
oh my gosh, like amazingly fun. Like it was me, him, and Durden. Like we were like in the studio, just like getting it in. Like, okay, this should take, because I think you allotted maybe like 2 hours, 2 hours, but we got it done in like an hour. So it was pretty cool.
What's up?
Because I was gonna ask, did you go back in ADR? The voiceover was that, how did that process go? Was it just you and you digitally change your voice, or what was going on? What was the process for that? Because I thought that was pretty cool also.
She did she came into Royal Studio. We did like variations of every line.
Hmm.
But the same wording, but like say it lower, say it higher, and then all those were layered, and then different effects were put on each of them. It's probably like 3 or 4 different variations of the same line with effects on it for each one.
Hmm.
It was fun. That was probably one of the funnest parts about editing this, was because it was something I've never done before. Like really getting the
Hmm.
screw. Like usually you're trying to make audio sound. You're like killing yourself to make audio sound normal and just
Right.
clear. And this was, you just got to play with effects that never got to see what they do.
And for her not to be on set with the actors anymore and have to be not even dressed as the devil, just coming there, hey, here are the lines, say it this way, say it that way. So, you know what I'm saying? Being on the spot, having line, like, I think you had it scheduled for us to be there for 90 minutes, and we went about maybe almost 3 hours, not because it was going bad, but because so much good stuff was getting, and he needed options to be able to play with. But it was, like I said, I think one of the more fun times we had on set, because for him, the film was already done, and we just go ahead
Right.
and get the audio. So yeah.
If I could, it almost makes me want to make a movie for deaf people or blind people. It is so much easier to just do the lines in a studio. But everything else.
Helen Keller.
How did you go moving your hands? No, I don't want none.
Oh,
I'm joking. I knew you were signing. I'm joking. I knew you were signing.
I am certified in ASL 1 and 2. If I took 3 and 4, I could probably be an interpreter.
You already been beat to that, man. See no evil, hear no evil. You already been beat to the punch.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I mean, although I have the director's cut.
Yeah, did you notice that you see how
That's illegal in
endowed
42
Ezra
states.
I ain't gonna discuss it.
He had a
Ain't no talk about it.
serious complex, and
See, you need
that
to
might
send it
be
to
why
Dre.
he didn't come back
Send
to
it to
shoot
Dre. He'd
once
be
we
like,
were
you know what? I need to go back and rewatch this thing again.
once we were in Justice Pub. He started really developing a complex with that thing. Like, man, people are gonna be like expecting something that I can't provide. I think at one
Yeah.
point I walked by him. I had lost my patience with him. It was after the night he ordered pizza. I said, Ronnie, get your little pecker in here.
Oh no!
You
was
know
right
that
before
opens
the
up. Hold
bathroom
up,
scene.
Mika. That opens up the conversation we had with Nelson. I'm not going to say that again, but I told you. That's my
No,
fear.
so
If
it
I'm
didn't
getting ready to
happen.
do a,
It didn't happen that way. It didn't happen that way. There is a director's cut, and I do have the director's cut. But on top
Drop
of
a
that,
super chat for $25.
Nice.
I'm just saying, I got the link. Were there any other scenes that had to be cut or toned down for this movie?
No, just the dick. They just it was and it was
Miss Benita's in the chat.
it's the funniest like
Miss Roberta.
you should
Roberta, I'm sorry.
you should
Roberta, I'm
Miss
sorry.
Roberta, you should see the email thread between me and Maverick. It is like 75 deep of just like is this
Pages,
less enough dick
pages.
now? No, a little bit more dick. All right, now is this
She said she gonna bless us. We need blessed oil.
He needs to throw some anointing oil right onto the screen, onto his side, right there.
Jesus!
The power of
That's
prayer.
great. Okay, so Maverick wanted you to cut that.
yeah, well,
scene,
because
period.
Tubi is getting Tubi's start. I think Tubi's trying to position themselves to get bought by like
I think they're being bought by
Fox.
Fox. Yeah.
yeah, so they're
they
they're
are.
they're getting a little bit more toned down on the sexual stuff.
Gotcha. So that means Nelson can't make no more.
And it got really specific too, because they're like, you can show a dick, but you can't show what the dick does sexually in the same scene. Like dick by itself, fine. Penetration, no, then it's too much. These are the rules.
wild.
If
That's
somebody's walking by
wild.
Miss Roberta's screen right now, she don't have
Well,
on
Miss
headphones.
Roberta's scene
How
is
is
like,
she
oh.
going to explain this? You ruined it.
I know Miss Roberta is singing Jesus on the Main Line right now.
Now she's been blessed by the devil.
We working on
Roberta,
something.
if you send in $25 right now, we can gotta speak the language.
But I said, see, we had Nelson Davis, you know, we call him AKA Mr. Tubi. We had him on, and I said that is my fear, that if I ever get an opportunity to be in a movie and I have to do a sex scene and Mr. Johnson ain't working right, that is a fear, a legitimate fear.
But that should
Y'all
never
not
be
gonna
a
be.
fear.
y'all
You
not
had
gonna
to
be
tell
calling
him
me-
what I told him.
But it should never, first off, it should never be a film. I'll tell you why. Because if you're doing that, you're not doing film, you're doing porn.
Yeah. Hopefully it's
Thank
not
you.
working.
We've done several
Thank you.
films, and Mr. Johnson was never needed because Mr. Johnson doesn't work at this school here. We go to the school of not hard knocks, but we go to the school of just listen. If you're a good cinematographer, which he is, which I am, you got to understand. Like people want imagination is the key. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? And for all these, we work with a lot of different females, and for their safety, you never want to be known as the Nelson or whatever you got. I want to be the Nelson.
No.
You know what I'm saying? I want to, we want to like at the end of the day, we're trying to provide a product, but there's a lane for people that just want to see that stuff. So you would never have to worry about it. Just think, hey,
I told him that.
Maybe
I
and
think
and
it doesn't
Dre,
work
if that's
that
what you're into,
No, it
maybe
does
one
not.
day I've been thinking about doing the first Pornhub feature film. I'll give you a call.
No, I'm
I
joking.
brought us back, and you just
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Might as well speak on it.
We're not. No, I'm not. I'm
Yeah.
joking.
Has anybody checked in on Miss Roberta? Is she all right?
No, she
She's
said,
good. She
nope,
doesn't
I'm
hear
speaking.
you.
I
Oh,
should
I'm
not-
speaking.
I
I'm
should not be moved.
I
I
should not
shall
be
not
moved.
move.
See, can't do
Hallelujah.
nothing to her.
So Dre does not know this, but I know this. There was a particular scene that was filmed in someone's bedroom.
Ah.
Yes. Yeah. The sex scene in the beginning was filmed in my bedroom. Things get on my bed, and my wife and I shot it. It's a we're a family. We keep it in the family.
Come on
Damn,
in. That's right there.
Becca, I told you that so that you could make my wife feel awkward, not me.
Too late. Now you both feel awkward.
But that was a very interesting morning because it was a closed set, so it was just my wife and I in there on camera. And then Daisy and Steve show up. We're like, all right, welcome to our house. That's our bedroom back there. Make yourself comfortable. Up until the point when we actually started shooting, it did feel very much like we were going to make content for Pornhub. But then, you know, it really is like the most unsexual thing when you're actually shooting the scene, because it is still just like making a movie. It's like, is the lighting right? How's the sound? All right, stop, move your hand right here. And yeah,
I want
it's
to point out two things. He wrote, directed, and produced this movie. I was a
You love it.
1099 independent artist in this film, so you know, just take that for what it was. Number one. And number two, let's give some fairness to the fact that yes, it was in their bed, but this is independent filmmaking. The moment they give us a budget of $50,000, $100,000, dare I say $1 million, we won't need our beds. Please help us not be in our beds.
Right.
That's the ploy.
You're
That's
gonna
the
move
plug
on to
right
an
there.
Airbnb. Got
Right.
it.
And
Exactly.
watch our movies. How many times has the bed's been used at my place?
oh, many times. Yeah, many
I've
times.
dishonored-
His
Shut up.
daughter's bed has
Shut
been
up.
used
It
many
has
times.
been. You never come back home.
Bed.
You have.
Yeah,
Yes.
because of the last movie, the last movie that
Far
you
from the
guys
Tree.
did. Yeah, Far from the
Right.
Tree.
I
Yeah,
was in-
absolutely.
Love on screen, but there was no actual love making that happened on camera. Nothing like that
Yeah,
happened.
not
like,
on
but it was
camera.
believable.
Right. I was joking with it because that's
Oh, okay.
all Nelson does is very sexual movies.
Nasty Nelson. I get it. I get it. I see what's going on here. All right. Good.
Well, because I told him, well, I was making this joke because I'm in Kansas City. I'm not, where you guys are located. So I told him, I said, hey, I would like to audition, like I'll fly out, I'll audition or whatever until I start looking at the lineup that he has. And I was like, I really want to audition for Threesomes a Crowd or whatever the next one is.
Three the hard way.
The and not the Three the Hard Way, the old school movie for the 70s. I'll do that, but not that, not his one, not his version. No, I'm just joking, but yeah.
And with every
That's all
joke,
I'm
there's a little bit of truth. But it's okay. I get where you're coming from. Like again, and that's why we, at least with the catalog, that what people hopefully what people see is with The Devil Came to Duval, like the hit list, all these films that are coming out. There's a catalog, there's a range, there's a genre of things that there's not a one-trick pony situation going on here, and that's what I do like about it. That we can provide. I mean, for goodness sakes, he just did a Christmas movie for the first time since I've known him in over 25 years. He didn't kill somebody in the movie. It's you think I'm playing?
It's a whole
wonderful.
Forget John Wick's kill count. You need to look at his kill count as a director and a writer.
well,
One of
Dad
those
promised
kills.
at the end of the movie he would die eventually.
I mean, Mika, you died. I mean, there's other people who died. Yeah.
Oh no, it's a common thread. Like normally everybody dies. In The Devil, I think everybody except for Melina and
you're
the Devil
doubling up
dies.
now. Steve killed himself twice. Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
The
That
first
is
person
true.
to commit double suicide ever. Guinness book. There we go.
He did.
All right. Rock up.
Which
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, at the beginning, that scene was very jarring, and then it was like 6 months later. I'm like, he's okay. What did I miss?
Doesn't matter. Enjoy the death scenes.
Yeah, I'm like, oh snap! But then he's like, I'm cool. I just woke up, you know what I'm saying, from a nap. Let's get it in. It's my birthday. And I'm like, oh, this is one of those. Okay, okay. And what I do like about it, as far as like, because me and Mika, we when she's discussed movies, she knows that I'm an old school movie fan. So I grew up, with the Leatherface, you know what I'm saying, Texas Chainsaw Massacres, old school horror movies, and I like sometimes the grittiness and sometimes a little bit of the silliness of those old school films. Is that what you really try to go for? Like, I want that old school feel, like that. It's
You
low
might stay
budget,
up all night.
but it's low
Yeah.
budget, but it's so much fun because you're getting that old school feel. Is that kind of what you go through, Dirty, when you go
Yeah.
through these?
Well, especially
scripts?
with this one, mainly with the last few movies that we've done. I'm not trying to like make something perfect. I'm not trying to make a cinematic masterpiece. A lot of the movies that I don't like cinematic masterpieces for the most part. I'm not like a snob when it comes to cinema. The more imperfect something is, those are like the things that you get high and crack up at. So like, I think as long as it's entertaining, everything else can be forgiven. And that's really all that these movies are meant to do, is just like have a good time. If you're twisted.
Absolutely. And I'm not gonna lie, Cecily, when my man comes in with the kung fu outfit and says, you the person who killed my daddy. When I tell you I never laughed at, I'm talking about busting out laughing.
Gideon.
Was y'all on set when he did that? Because I'm sorry, I wouldn't have been able to contain myself.
Hilarious. All these moments were just like hilarious. We sometimes had to stop because I know like Durden, when it gets down to like we were on like really crunch time. I think this was like maybe the last maybe 1 or 2 nights, and we had to get a lot done. So yes, we laughed, and then we were like, okay, Durden's not playing right now. It's time to get it done. Like, okay, we can kiki, but it's not really time to kiki. But it was hilarious. These moments were like hysterical, and we were just trying to like hold it in because we're trying to get in, we're trying to get out. He had a total deadline, and we had to pick up. I think we had to pick up maybe 1 or 2 nights or extra night. And that
Solo,
wasn't
the guy that played Gideon, I knew that was gonna be comical like that because he is such an intense spirit by default. So I was like, let's put him in a karate gi and then just have him bring that same intensity, but in a karate gi. And it just all of a
I
sudden
told
it
him that was
becomes
his Napoleon Dynamite moment.
It's just because he comes out of the bath. I think he comes out the bathroom.
yeah.
In the outfit, the look. I'm talking about. I literally I start rolling because I wasn't
killed my
expecting that.
pops.
Yeah, because I wasn't expecting. I think
I love those lines.
I love those lines because it was like at that moment you wasn't expecting that. Like this tone is going one way and then bam, this comes out. I freaking lost it. I legitimately lost it.
That's Nightmare on Elm Street. Dream is it Dream Warriors?
Dream
where
Warriors
the
3.
brother is in the karate. And he has that whole scene.
Yeah.
where he's asking
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
He was like, stop.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Puma Lee, for the $2 super chat. I remember the 1974 The Groove 2 movie. I have no idea what that movie
I was
is.
hoping somebody that I was going to nod my head like, yeah.
I wanted
I
to know
I have
because
to
they
watch it,
paid,
though.
but
But thank you so very much. Let me shout out that super chat real quick.
Gang bang, gang bang, gang bang.
You are truly amazing.
Gang
Thank you for your super chat.
Gang bang, gang bang.
Thank you so
Hey,
very
hold on.
much.
So somebody send that to me. I'm about to send $2. I was ready for the. Hold on. Yeah, it's me.
As long as they don't pay the body roll, we good.
One thing I
Body
think
roll is over now. Body roll done had its time. Now it's Taste the Biscuits. Well, Body roll done had its time. Now we gang banging. It's Tasting the Biscuits.
one thing I don't think anybody really caught on to, if you really pay attention to this, right around the time you mentioned Gideon came out the bathroom. There's a little Beetlejuice in this too, how like or movies to where you go from one room to another, and it's like they would go from Gideon's
Yes.
parents' house and to the club. He was like, "That's Pop's room."
yeah.
You're like, "Dude, what are you talking about?" Like, that's still crazy.
And I was looking at that, and it reminded me of course, you know, we do I do comic book movies and stuff like that. And the Thunderbolts, when they were in the void, he was open the door, and it's another spot. And you were like, how did I end up here? And you open another door. I think they did that on Nightmare on Elm Street.
one of my favorite,
Freddy vs.
that's where it
Jason.
came from, was Nightmare on Elm Street. It's one of my favorite gags on where they're in the pickup truck and they just cannot escape they just keep
infinite
circling
loop.
around. Yeah.
Yep, the infinite loop. Yeah.
That was the whole
Alright,
concept of them getting stuck downtown.
All right, the informant media says, do y'all do movies itself or things like writing books?
No. I'm just movies. We did music once upon a time.
In some other world, some more multiverse of a world.
Yeah, but no more Taste of Biscuit, please.
It's a gag.
Don't ask
It's a
anybody.
gag. I'm not.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm
Do
not.
play
It's
that.
a gag.
Hey, wait,
It's a gag.
is it that song with the old couple, Taste the Biscuit? Taste the
Yes,
good.
it is.
Yes, bring that back. I don't even.
Oh
need to
no!
hear it.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
You know what? I got just because you
Taste
asked
the
for.
honey spread.
I got you.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. You get that honey sauce on me. I don't like the way it tastes. My chicken wings.
We now return to the Transformers.
Now I want
Get
y'all to
that,
take a
honey.
look. If
It's
you
also
screenshot this one, I
cute.
want you to screenshot this right now. One of us is smiling a lot harder than we should be, and we shouldn't be, especially after Juneteenth just passed.
It passed.
You should have saw him just shucking and jiving and buck dancing when that biscuit commercial came on.
That's me. I really like that song.
I'm
bet
trying
you
to
did.
tell
He
you.
was just
That song is awesome.
It
So
is.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
it's a running gag on my show because I do my show in the morning, so it's a running gag on my show. But I had to put the bumpers on there. I had to put the Transformer bumpers. I had to put the old ABC, cartoon bumpers on there just because, just because. But
he was just
I told Mika, I did tell Mika that I was going to audition for one of your films, and she was like, "No, you're not." And I was like, "I swear, I am. I got the money to go to Jacksonville tomorrow if I didn't have to go to work and then pay rent." So
oh, you'll fit right in. You'll fit right in around here. But to answer your question from earlier, I know you had mentioned not your question. Somebody in the chat had asking do we base our stuff off books or anything like that? I think
do we write books?
Do we write books? Oh no, not at all. And not only do we not write books, I think art is one of those things that, especially with the cookie cutter formula everybody uses nowadays. To his point, no, even big $1 billion films or $1 million films, should I say, have mistakes in them. And what people don't realize is that we're filming these movies and within 6 to 8 production days. Nobody else is doing that. So there's bound to be
that's quick.
That's quick, but it's also stressful on the actors
Yes.
and everybody's invested. You ever seen those commercials, those law commercials? You don't have to pay unless we win. Well, everybody's investing their time. We're not paying anybody up front. And it's like, if we don't get these movies sold, they don't make the right traction, then yes, people can use this as a branding opportunity, but
Absolutely.
they're believing in us to try to get these things done. And in this amount of time, I don't think this has been done before. We do drive ourselves crazy, but at the end of the day, it's worth it. And so, hey, if you got to go to work and pay bills, like I say, you fit right in around here. Take some PTO. Come on down.
Yeah, because I told me we were supposed to. I believe we're still supposed to go meet up in Florida this Mika. This Mika. I mean, you shaking because of what you
Wait, what am I supposed to say? Yes, we're going to meet up in Florida. Damn, what?
Well, my sister lives.
Jacksonville.
My sister lives in Orlando, so
2
there's nothing
hours
for
away.
me.
Oh,
There's nothing for me to come down to come down. But we talked about that because I'm getting ready. I've been acting ever since I was in high school, won awards, all this, college scholarships, all of that stuff. And now I'm branching off into just doing little short films, 20-minute films to try to get my feet back wet, because in Kansas City there's not too many people just doing the stuff that a lot of other people are doing. So I'm like, I want to do it myself. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to get into that. So when I'm picking you guys' brain, I'm actually kind of, getting that information for myself. So I kind of know, what do I need to do? I mean, I've done acting. There's nothing. Shades play, all of that. Cool. Behind the scenes, behind that camera, what do I expect? So, especially directed. So is that a hard thing to kind of get into? Because you know what you got in your mind, but to give that to the actor, is that a hard thing for you, Durden or Roll, or both of you guys can answer that?
Can I lead off on that?
Go ahead.
Well, first I'll say this is the good thing about working with someone that's creative. As him, we were just talking about this off camera earlier. Is this you wouldn't even have to actually come to Jacksonville? I know he's built relationships with people to where he knows that necessarily they may not be able to make it in, but there's such an on-screen presence. I'm gonna write an online that's why he asked you about your background. I can see his mind working. I can write a part for him where he's just somewhere sitting where it's like a report, or he's done that for people before. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is, as far as getting into this, I think only thing that, at least I'll speak for myself, but I know I speak for both of us when I say the only thing we ask people to do are just be committed to the work, because we invest way more before people even. So we're not just talking financially, we're talking our families have to go without. We drive ourselves crazy with all these projects because we love it, and we only ask that people love it as much as we do. We're not in the famous making business, we're in the film making business. And if you want to make films, then this is where you need to be at.
Yeah, if you're talking about wanting to make a movie or do your own thing, just start. I've been doing it for over 20 years, and the last production, I'm still making mistakes that I could learn from. That's I didn't go to film school or anything like that. I saw movies that I liked and wanted to make movies like those, and then you find what your own signature is somewhere in between those, and then you just fail forward the whole time. Just
Hmm.
like the first 5 movies that I did, I would not show anybody. My mom loves the first one, but I would not show them to anybody. And really, it was like maybe 10 years in before I felt like confident enough to ask strangers to risk their time and effort to
To
be a part
watch
of
it.
them, or just to be involved too.
And just from the acting
Yeah.
side, you just gotta not only just audition student films, any films, your films. Like there, in 9 days, there's literally no excuse for anybody not to be a part of anything. Like you mentioned, you and Mika, you guys are doing a production right now where you're in Kansas City. She's where she's at. We're in Jacksonville. Doesn't matter if you have the want to and the know how to want to do something. You have to put yourself out there, because as he mentioned, if you don't put yourself out there, you're going to make mistakes.
Right.
We're 4 years into a podcast, and I'm not going to say we just caught our groove, but now it's seamless because we put so much work into it. And the films we do, yes, there's still going to be mistakes, but it's an opportunity to learn. But how do you learn if you don't get out there? So it's all about just going and learning.
Absolutely.
What do you do when you're on set? Do you sit there and only know your part, or do you engage with other people to figure out, well, what does this do, or why is this here? Because now you're investing more than you will ever know. So it's one of
Right.
those.
Sheep, I was the casting director, and the audition process takes place in whatever the previous film was, and how much of a headache you were for me. The funnest part in coming up with a story is imagining we work with the same people over and over again, and then
Yep.
the universe dictates things, and sometimes people fall out and new people come in, and we get to see new faces and see how they work. And it really is it's talent comes second priority. The first priority is like, are you there on time? Are you ready to do the work? Are you not going to ask stupid questions that wastes our time when we don't have a lot of it? and the casting process is largely like, what could I imagine this person doing? I've seen them do this before. I know they want to try this kind of thing. Like, it's a combination of how far can they be stretched and where do they want to go. And when you work with the same actors over and over again, you just are able to take those kind of risks with people, and it usually works out.
Absolutely. And this is a quick question for Cecily. How long have you been acting? And if you could pick, a character that you've played before, what is one of your favorite characters?
Well,
if you say that Key and Peele movie, I will come through this camera.
Or if you want to mention your first feature film character, I mean, whichever you want to do. I don't know.
Oh my god. So what I will say, I have been acting for several years, because it all started in school with theater. So I come from a
theater nerd.
Yeah. So it all kind of stemmed from there. But my favorite character thus far, I would have to say it's my character in Exposed. That will be coming out later on in this year. The reason I say that is because I have so many different layers when it comes to emotion. And oh boy, I had to really pull it together. I was very, very sick filming this role. Like that whole weekend, I was about to fall on my face. I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it through. It was the coldest weekend ever in Jacksonville. It was freezing, and mind you, not feeling good. It was just terrible. But I feel like it was the biggest challenge, and it was the biggest role for me. It was a lot of hours. Late night hours, and a lot of the times it was just me, Durden, and his wife assisting on set, for a lot of my scenes, for hours upon hours, reaction shots, doing this line over. But so you get to see it this fall.
She went to the hospital. She went to
Yeah.
the hospital.
Yeah.
God. In between the couple hour break that I had. But
It was when I was editing the movie, and I saw all the footage from the first night that led you to the hospital. The next day, I was like, "Oh my god, I think she orgasmed herself right into the hospital. We just asked way too much."
What?
She's
Bonita
kinky.
is still in the chat.
What kind of movie is it?
Oh well,
Is
mean, it's
Nelson in
better.
this movie?
No.
Roberta's doing the fat
This
thing.
movie's real
Well,
spicy. She's real spicy.
Roberta is drowning herself right now in bless oil.
I
Is.
Roberta's gonna be shiny by the
Very
time she.
Forehead and everything. Yeah.
Oh,
My character is very spicy. I
He's
will
asked
say.
twice.
They really want to know about the Disney
They
is
wanna know
Black
about this
Panther.
Black
I don't know how
Panther.
you.
And I don't know if he's talking to us or them or both of us. I don't.
I know. I'll do it. I mean, if you want me to do it, Puma Lee, I got you.
Hey, well,
I
check
do
out-
Disney
That's
versus
like
Black
saying
Panther.
doing Kevin Smith versus Clerks. It doesn't make any sense. They're the same movie.
Whoever put that in there, check out the Just Us League on YouTube. Shameless plug. The Just Us League on YouTube.
Cecily
Oh,
doesn't
Just
have
Us
flaws.
League.
Yes.
Do I get nervous?
Nervous.
I always get nervous. I may not show it, but I always get just a little bit of like that stress sweat going on. Like, oh my god, oh my
Palms
god,
get a little
what's
sweaty.
happening? Yeah, I'm like,
That
okay,
means you
we're
care.
in there.
It means you
Yeah,
care. The moment
so-
you're not nervous, you know. Hey.
Yeah, so I always feel a little,
Yeah,
a
that
little
little
bit of jitter.
anxiousness.
Yeah, yeah. So
It's funny because even I did TMZ, their viewers choice commentator for 2 years, and
cool.
still when you see the bullpen for TMZ, I still got nervous. Even though I know what I'm going to say, I already written out my script and sent it to them because you got to write it out what you're going to say so you don't say nothing crazy. You know what I mean? Or just on the fly, so you got to write it out and send it to them. So I write out, send it to them. As soon as that bullpen comes in, I see Harvey and I see the other people. I still get nervous. So I most definitely understand where you're coming from.
So Cecily's texting. I know I'm 15 minutes late. I promise I'm on my way soon.
Oh, somebody
If-
just came in.
if-
Oh, fine. I'm sorry. She did what? Roll that beautiful bean footage story. Run that
Exactly.
story.
We're not going to repeat that, Buck Sauce. I know you want
know
to
what he's
think
talking about.
thinking about it.
She
I know you're
owed
thinking.
her way to the
Mhm.
hospital. Say it again. Say it again
Mm.
slowly. True lies.
She fucks
Yeah.
us her way.
She just went to the hospital. That's all you need to know.
She went to the hospital.
$4.99. Are you out of your mind?
But thank you so very much for the $2. I mean, for the
I
$4.99
know we
super
got a
chat. I
song
got
for
you.
that. I know we got a
You
song
want
for
you want the
$5.
song? I got you.
Gang bang. Gang bang.
You are truly amazing.
Gang.
Thank you for your super chat.
Gang bang. Gang bang.
See, I was gonna play
Bring
the
back the body roll. God dang.
I was gonna play the original. No, Body Roll is gone. I took it off. I think I took it completely off.
Only
No,
me
it ain't.
can
It's
do
right.
it. Only me can do it.
No, it's still there. Ah.
I'm gonna just
He
start going
said-
around a random YouTube channel super chatting them so I can see songs. My super chat mixtape.
Thank you.
So check out if you go to Tubi, Tubi's free. All you got to do put in The Devil Came to Duval, and then you will be able to see their movie. But I know Buck Sauce. I know what you was thinking. You ain't slick. I know what you was thinking.
Okay, man.
I'm paying this $5 and
Okay.
they gonna say it again.
No,
It was
cheap
the only way.
animation. Body Roll is still there for you. Okay, it's still there.
Body roll.
Take the body roll out.
Shit. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm gonna do it one time.
He just said
For the
what
birthday
they-
Hold on,
blunt.
wait a minute.
Two
Just
time
because
for
I
the
know,
birthday.
yeah.
Super chat body roll.
That's a
You
good
can
one.
choose
I
the
like
other
that.
body roll where Michael
is, Nestle,
Michael
there it
got the
is.
faith and he like
Work the shoulders.
Did you keyframe the zoom into the pelvic thrust, or did that
No,
come
that-
preloaded?
No. That's from the Victory Tour.
Oh, okay.
So when
the
he
cameraman
stops and
did
does
that.
yeah, the cameraman literally
The
leans
cameraman
into
did
that. And I still think that's hilarious. So I kept it and made a super chat out of it. So
And he knows it annoys me. That's why he kept it.
see, she doesn't want me to because we have the other version of Body Roll
I
where
was gonna say the
Michael and
other
Randy.
body, yeah, that, I like that.
They looking at Red. I mean, Marlon like, hey man,
Marlon.
can you please stop that?
I like that one.
Can you cut that out? We don't need that no more. Stop. So yeah, there's a whole bunch of fun stuff. I mean, we've been doing this podcast 2 years? We could have on 2 years. Here soon, as far as the Blurred AF.
Love the
And
name, by the way. Love the
Yeah,
name.
just blurred as flub because Mr. Roberta's in here and she already greasy from Bless Oil. So
Jesus knows what you mean.
he does.
Exactly.
He know my heart. He my co-pilot.
But it is that's exactly what it is, Pumali. It is that. Yes, it's only a 12-minute short, but you're right on the Just Us League. Sorry, shameless plug again. Watch it for
Just
you.
Us League. So make sure you guys are checking out the Just Us League.
I didn't think that
And
was gonna
make
come
sure
up.
that you guys are checking out The Devil Comes to Duval. If y'all not just check it out, have fun. Like I said, to me, this gives that old school grindhouse, movie that you grew up. One of my favorite B movies, B-rated movies is oh God,
Attack of the
'cause they
Killer
call it shit.
Tomatoes.
Not that. No. And then I would put Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
I
up on
just
there.
said that. I
Yeah,
called
would
it.
put
You hear me
Killer,
say it?
I'll put Killer Clowns from Outer Space. But
That's
no,
my joint. That's my
Damn,
nerve
what's it?
to
Because I just bought it. Blood Diner. If I don't know if you guys know Blood. I know Mika, you know Blood Diner. Is
Of course I know
Cecily, you
Blood
kind of
Diner.
Blood Diner. Cecily, I'm not gonna lie, you kind of remind me a little bit of the character from Blood Diner. The main antagonist is a female. She eats people in her stomach when they try to have sex with her.
Very wild. Okay.
Yeah. But Blood Diner, classic, silly, over the top B-rate movie. Funny as all hell. It's silly. If you want to watch any movie that's silly, over the top horror comedy, I would say watch Blood Diner. It's a classic.
Go find
It's
it.
a classic.
I
So,
will find it.
hold on, wait a minute.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Okay, you know what? There it is.
We're in trouble.
Yes.
We're in trouble now.
And she put the space in all caps and spaces.
Hey, you're complicit, Miss
No,
Roberta.
no.
It's going to cost more than $10 to absolve yourself. You sat there and
We're in
watched.
trouble.
We're in trouble now.
I apologize.
So now, because I know Miss Roberta,
chatter.
I already know she got to sit down on super chat. I already know what she wants.
Gang banging, gang banging, gang banging.
Because I knew she would want a little bit of old school smoking gang.
I thought we retired that one too.
Nope. Like I said, when Smokey hit that reverse Uno card, bye, I sue you too. We game banging back on. But just because we don't want to keep you guys long. I know you guys got other obligations and stuff like that. Mika, do you have anything else you want to ask or add or any type of commentary?
Y'all go watch The Devil Came to Duval. Okay, just go watch it. It's on Tubi. It's free. Just there. That's all I got.
I would like to say one thing that I do enjoy is the creative liberty that you take. You're like, hey, this is something that you could just watch. You can have fun, eat your cookies, you know what I'm saying, roll up, do whatever, just enjoy the movie. And I really appreciate that artistic approach to that. Because a lot of times because I'm like that. I'm very hypercritical on movies because I'm seeing it from a perspective because I do criticism on these comic book movies and stuff like that. But when you sit back and you just watching, you just having fun. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. That's what the cinema is all about. So I appreciate you guys making stuff where you could just sit back, have fun, enjoy yourself. You know what I mean? And then you can see the actual cast enjoy themselves. So I really appreciate you guys for doing that.
Thank you.
Well, thank you. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
this. Pleasure's all ours. I mean, hey.
So what? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just enjoyed the networking because again, we met before we only met Mika after we started doing our podcast and our Mecca, as you guys know her, and we started doing our podcast.
Make a grand.
Right. And one of the things she shared in common with us, other than our love of movies, was just she was never hyperbolic about it. It was like, let me introduce you guys to these people, and for us to share this relationship, and then that turned into Durden working with her, putting her in movies, and us working together and continuing this relationship, even when she comes back on our podcast. So to me, that's how this all should work when people are working together, and it's rare. So I just think it's just awesome.
Absolutely. And then that's me and Mika always talks about that. Me, Mika, Blue, we always talk about the networking part, going out networking. She always encourages me because I work a lot. and then I do this show in the morning. So, when I have an opportunity to network, especially in this space, it works out a lot for me. And of course, you guys are forever welcome.
Thank you.
Anytime, that you got a project coming up, you guys, you need that additional space and stuff like that. Normally we have a lot more people in here, but they came all in the morning because I was yelling about Black Panther. So, so it was like, we tired. And then Roberta blessed everybody. So I guess, we good.
I
So,
want to thank Blue for coming in too. I really appreciate Blue for being here.
I know, I mean, just in the background, I just like it. You know what I'm saying? He's like John Cena. You can't see me, but but he's here. So if you guys have it Cecily, that is this to you. You got a project you want to come on, you want to talk about. Look, hit you got Mika. You can hit me up at the Real Dre Mac on Instagram. Hit me up. I'll get you on in the morning. In these Mondays, whatever, because we want to promote projects. If you guys got projects, we want to promote it as much as we possibly can, because the more that we promote, the more that people see your product. That's what it's all about, is getting eyes on the product. So whatever you guys need, just don't hesitate. Don't hesitate.
Thank
We
you.
got you.
Our
Thank you so
office
much.
hours are from. No, I'm joking.
All right.
5 heartbeats.
9, 5.
Right. so, so anyway, we're getting ready to wrap this up. I know these guys got other things they got to do. They gotta film their own podcast. So
Yeah.
make sure you go to the Just Us League.
Listen. That is a one. No. First off, I'm sorry.
Okay, did I say that wrong? My bad.
Just Us League is something I did on my own channel. It just was
Yeah,
on the club.
okay.
It's a short. It's a short.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
Short. No, it's okay, but it's a good short. But no,
My fault.
TTFT, and then Cecily Monet J, and we all have our own stuff. But again, guys, I think this has been great. Durden, any
It really has.
final words?
So plug your stuff. Plug it.
Yeah,
let
yeah,
people know where
plug all
they can
your
find
stuff.
you. Yeah, plug your stuff.
I might want to bother one of y'all.
Just,
Where
you
can I
just wait
find
for all.
that?
Watch this. I'm going to do this for all 3 of us just one time. Google us.
Ooh.
And that'll do the job for all
Love
3 of
it.
us.
Oh, that's a good one.
Because that's a humble way of saying it now. We can actually say that.
That is the whole way to say.
It is
you
a
can-
humble way. A lot of
you
stuff.
can IMDb me, Mika G.
We're there too.
I got a whole page.
Yeah, he makes all our IMDb pages though. By the way, so thank you for that.
He made
Oh,
my
that's
page.
That's what's up. That is what's up. And
And
again,
Mika, thank you for letting my daughter kill you.
Yeah, and now, mind you, hold up, Roll. I watched this movie
No.
3 times. I've watched that movie 3 times. Mika gets killed. I ain't gonna lie. I laughed a little bit because she says I'm the first one to go because I'm the comic relief. So I watched that movie just to see her die because she said I'm the comic
I
relief.
didn't die on camera.
I didn't find it.
It
My
don't-
character didn't find it funny.
I did.
Exactly.
I thought it was absolutely hilarious just because
I was the
she said
reason
I was gonna
why.
I guess what he's saying, if you didn't see it coming, you deserve to get it. Who does it? I knew my daughter was kind of crazy. How didn't you know that she was ours?
There's a running theory that Mika was beating that girl.
Right.
Oh,
It was
wow.
Oh, now Mika's abusive.
Now, that's
I
your
love
prequel.
my child, and she just despised me.
You can't talk.
Well,
You're
you
dead.
said you said she was a comic relief and she should die first. So that's
No,
why you got
you're
it.
the comic relief, and you die first. We okay.
No, I'm
Before
not.
before
I'm
we end
the.
the show.
Dre, as
Yeah,
a white
well-
man, you will never die first in my
Thank
movies.
you. I would
Boom.
die second.
Boom.
You
You sound like
didn't
you're on
even hear what he
Blackish.
just said,
You sound like
did
you're on
you?
Blackish. A white man called him Dre. Blackish. Dre. TV show. Boom.
No.
That's all he
We
did.
had a whole conversation about Dre. Like, if we were in a horror movie, it's me, Blue, and Dre. Who would die first? And I was like, Dre would die first. And
They
and
would
he was
take
like, why
Blue's
would I
big
die
ass
first? I was
out
like, 'Cause
first.
you're the comic relief.
He is correct because of the stamina and
Thank
Blue would go first because of stamina.
Yeah.
No, Blue wouldn't die
Yeah,
first.
yeah,
it would.
It would be me and Blue in the end. He
No,
would
it
die
wouldn't
first.
be.
You
Blues.
need comedy,
Blues
Blues
is
goes
me.
first.
quirkiness.
Mm-mm.
He's going to
Blue
make it
goes
to
first.
Dre's going to make it to the end.
Yeah, he's the
Thank
heartbreak
you.
guy that dies at the end.
So when the devil come to Duval Part 2 comes out, when you see me in it, I guarantee you I'm saying to the end. Ha ha ha.
You're definitely dying in the first 5 minutes.
Thank you
First off.
guys so much for opening up y'all doors.
Thank
to
you.
us. We
Thank
truly
you.
appreciate
Thank you
it.
guys. I appreciate it. So
We
again,
appreciate you. Thank you so much.
no problem. Appreciate you guys. Again, guys, you guys are watching this on the replay. You guys are watching this live. Make sure, go to Tubi. The Devil Came to Duval. Make sure you guys are watching it. Make sure you guys are commenting on this on in this chat. Let us know in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about the movie. And reach out to these guys. Google them because you could Google them. You can't Google me though, but you could Google them.
That sounds real weird. Don't Google me. Don't look me up.
Don't go digging. I'm okay. Go digging.
Don't even bother looking me up. You won't even find anything. Don't even look.
So we are about to get up out of here again. Thank you so very much for the cast of the Devil. The Devil Came to Duval, Dirty Royal. Cecily is up in here. We appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. We really appreciate it. Thank everybody who came into the chat. For Dre Mac, for Mika G, and for Blue, who's out here having fun. I'm glad you didn't come because I didn't get to have fun. Next time I'm gonna have fun, and I ain't gonna be here. All right, I'm out of here. Let's go. Peace and vibe hard. I'll see you guys in the morning. Let's go. Let's get up out of here.